top 9 things that every crypto investor needs to be successful long term. I'm going to talk about that right now. And it was actually initiated by a specific tweet of a very well known crypto influencer named Girl Gone Crypto. And her tweet was, in your opinion, what are the top things every crypto investor needs to be successful long term? And here was my response to it. And we're going to go through one by one here. Okay. So the first one is patience. You got to understand that investing, crypto or otherwise, but especially in the crypto space, is a long-term game. So you got to have patience. Everyone's trying to, get that quick hit, win the lottery so that they can brag about it. But in the process of you even getting a win, you're going to go through so many losses that you won't have enough even to make a significant gain with a win if you even had one. So do the work, have some patience, think long-term. Constantly learning, and that's going to go hand in hand with having patience. If you have a long-term horizon and you are constantly upping your game in terms of your knowledge, your skills, and your emotional resolve, that's a big one, you're going to have success long-term, but it has to be consistent learning. You cannot say that I've done enough and I don't need to do any more. All right, number 3 is kick-ass network. So I said level up. This, if I could take one thing and make it to the top as my most important, it would be this network, because your network is going to feed your behavior, your actions, and then ultimately your outcome. So if you are consistently leveling up in those who you connect with, that's going to change the way you think and then ultimately change the way that you operate. And that's what's really going to lead to success. Number 4 here is ability to get past mistakes. I don't care who it is in this space. They have made multiple mistakes. We've probably made more mistakes than had successes. It's just because of those mistakes, we've had massive success, and that overshadows any of those prior learning mistakes. And look, at the end, I said learning mistake. So it's actually a learning opportunity versus actually a failure. So if you can continually do that and get past and say, hey, look, I failed here or didn't go the way I thought, and you just kind of compute it, put it, store it, and then use it to build out further strategy, you'll be successful long term. Look for asymmetric bets. This is big because in this space, I've mentioned many times on this channel, is that crypto is the only place where you can put a very small amount and have exponential gains. That's very difficult to do in the stock market, although the stock market has been hurt massively over the last year. But, overall, and typically that's not the case. You need a lot of money or a significant sum to make some money. Okay? Definitely in the real estate market. But crypto, you can put in $500, you can put in $250, end up making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 plus $1,000. It's possible. Take profits. This one is big, and one of the biggest mistakes I made in the beginning is not taking profits. When you see things continually going up, you think it's always going to be that way, and that's not the case. The last year has proven that significantly, right? It's proven it. It's hammered that thought home that it's not always an up market. And now we actually think the flip side. We think it's always going to be a down market. So we have to take the emotion out. You've got to take profits. Now, that doesn't mean things that you're storing for the long term, if that is Bitcoin, if that is Ethereum, if that is or anything else. If you want to store something long term, then you continually buy as the price dips. But if you're in certain positions that you actually just want to make some money off of, take profits. Don't ride it to where those profits become losses. All right, stay engaged regardless of market conditions. What we all want to do is when markets aren't going well, we want to turn things off. We don't want to look at our portfolio. We don't want to talk about crypto. We don't want to talk to other people. And this goes back to leveling up your network. These moments, these markets, when they're down, you get the serious players who are still engaged. You get people who are in the space looking long-term, who want to build out not even just a reputation. It's their life mission to be a part of this and to share this with other people. So if you are still engaged and it is a nasty market or downturn like it is now, those people will notice you and recognize you for being a real player, and then it's much easier to have that connection. So the next one here is set goals, and not all of them need to be financial. So what does that mean? Yes, it's easy to say I want to make $10,000 by, in 1 month or maybe I want to make $5,000 in the week. You can do those things, but there are other goals to have. I want to make 50 connections by the end of the month, right? I want to learn decentralized finance, or I want to learn a particular project. Maybe I want to learn about Uniswap. Maybe I want to learn about Chainlink. Maybe I want to learn about Avalanche or any other project. And I'm going to set 1 week to do that, to make sure that I dive in deep. And so I have a knowledge level where I can converse with somebody else reasonably. So there are so many different goals you can have. And maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's like, hey, look, my goal by the end of this week is to have a portfolio strategy. I want to make sure that I'm able to set up, percentages for blue chips versus stablecoin versus altcoins versus coins that are more speculative, or just being stablecoins. So there are many different goals you can have that are not strictly tied to return on investment or financial in nature. And last but not least, you got to enjoy the process. Everything above this point here, there are ups and downs, right? And you're going to hear about the story of people when it's a hot market. Hey, I made $10 million off of my $100 Dogecoin investment. And then when the market's bad, you're going to hear the reverse of it. I lost 10 million on my Dogecoin investment bet. The process is you getting better. And you getting better means you're going to have those pitfalls. You're going to have those barriers and speed bumps that are going to make you question sometimes, is this the right space for me? So if you can actually enjoy the process of learning, understand it's a new space, and understand that you will never know all of it, and just bit by bit get better, it's much more sustainable. It's something you can actually be a part of for the long term. And you hear things like burnout. A lot of that burnout is because you're just doing things for a specific reason, whether it's financial or otherwise, but you're not really enjoying the process. And so if you can enjoy the process, remember, this is a long-term framework, you will be extremely successful because you will have encompassed everything that you needed to along the way, because you actually have the brain power to do so. So enjoy the process. For other tips about how to actually maximize being a crypto investor, check these videos out here.